Hey there, everybody. This is Colton here, and I'm here with Kosith.
Hello.
And in this video, we're going to be talking about the similarities between Molior RS and RuneScape.
Let's start off with sort of the current state of a project, so we sort of like know exactly what similarities to start off with. So the current state of a project, what we can do. So like if you were to log in the server right now, you could do combat, skilling, quests, and you can pretty much explore all of the free-to-play lands.
All right, yeah. So essentially, we have combat and skills. So with combat, you can kill all the free-to-play monsters. Even some members ones we've added into free-to-play. You can kill other players. You can also duel them in the duel arena. For skilling, we have cooking, crafting, firemaking, fishing, mining, prayer, rune crafting, smithing, and woodcutting. So all those skills you can do completely, all the way up to level 99.
So now with regarding the quests and exploration, starting off with quests, pretty much we have every quest built. I've finished them about a week ago. We have a few custom quests because of where our time frame is. Some quests such as like the Knight's Sword doesn't exist, as well as the Shield of Arav. So we've made custom and sort of like relatively the same quests, sort of like match them pretty much, so you aren't exactly missing out. But quests at the moment, we're trying to make them feel more engaging, so we're adding sort of like cinematic cutscenes and all this stuff to make it more engaging for the player. With exploration, it's pretty much simple. This has been sort of like the first one we've ever done in the project. You can literally explore every single free-to-play area in RuneScape pretty much. That goes to places like Karamanjar, the far ends of like Falador and like the northern parts of Falador, you know, Rimington, and all these places. You can explore everywhere pretty much. So yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the similarities between Neverwinter Nights 2 slash our project and old school RuneScape. We've chose old school RuneScape because of its sort of like the gameplay mechanics of it. Not necessarily the server, but we're just talking about the pre-EOC version of combat, which is, you know, more turn-based. But for the landscape, just to clarify, we have chosen sort of like the RuneScape 3, you know, landscape of areas such as, you know, the upgraded, Alcrid, and all that stuff.
Not for all locations though, because we do take place in year 20 of the Fifth Age. So some locations they are either completely different or don't exist at all.
So let's start off with skilling. So we only want to show a demonstration of a few of these skills. So first we've chosen fishing, woodcutting, and rune crafting. These seem to be sort of like just a good skill to demonstrate, especially with the rune crafting. So in old school fishing, this is what it looks like. It's pretty much, I would say, novice. You know, you just bend down, put your net in the water, and then that's it. With woodcutting, again, it's the same animation over and over again. Your character sort of like just chops at the tree, and that's it. With rune crafting, it's, you know, very simple. You just raise your hands and craft some runes.
All right, so what you see on screen now is both versions playing up against each other. So for fishing, ours is essentially the same thing as old school. The animations are very similar. The XP tables are the same thing, but ours has 2 times XP because it would take a lot longer than it would to level up to 99 in RuneScape than it would our game. So we sort of made that easier for people. Back over to woodcutting, it looks exactly sort of the same. The thing is with ours is trees are actually stumps that you can cut down, and they also disappear as well. So it's sort of similar to what RuneScapes is, but we just have to deal with several engine limitations.
Yeah, runecrafting is more like attention to detail because, like I said, it's in old school RuneScape. You literally just raise your hands and that's it. You know, that's I guess relatively easy to I guess animate because it's something very simple. But regarding like Colin said, you know, it's the same XP rates, same XP tables as RuneScape, but of course double XP. But we've also gone to the extra lengths of, especially with runecrafting. Let's say you're runecrafting air runes and you get to like level, I don't know, a level 20, you will start noticing you're getting sort of like the double amount of air runes you get per rune essence. And
Yep.
that's due to the fact that, you know, like in RuneScape, you get multiple runes per essence for more, not really, you know, not really like in old school, but I believe this came out in around 2009. But it's, we always try to do a mix of both, so you know, it's that extra detail, and we got to give massive credit to Tristan for scripting all these for us. So, on to the combat similarities now. I think this is more of something important to know because it's been, you know, with RuneScape in the EOC and old school, people have always been asking us, oh, is it like EOC? Because, you know, they see this action bar in the bottom of the screen and they're like, you know, crap, there's an action bar, it's EOC. But actually, no, it's completely the opposite. That action bar is pretty much like an inventory screen. Sometimes, you know, you have your inventory open all the time. Obviously, you can, you know, you could swap between pages and all that stuff, but your inventory is open most of the time because it's where you're doing 90% of the stuff. But with combat, it is turn-based like old school, so let's see some demonstrations of old school's combat. So it is old school, so you know the animations are very simple, but again, it sort of always has been. You know, there hasn't been sort of like, okay, this character swings a sword from the right, and then they swing it from the left. It's always been the same animation over and over again, which, you know, makes it very simple and easy to understand. So here again is the melee one, you know, where you just stab your sword. With a range, again, it's relatively, I guess, simple. Your character just, you know, there's not really much attention to the detail to the bow. Like, you don't pull back the string and you release the arrow. The arrow just randomly appears, if that makes sense. With mage, again, it's old school, so it's simple. So your character just slightly raises his hands, then here comes this massive ball of element coming from its hand.
Now on screen, we are comparing both Molior RS and 2007. So essentially, the combat is basically the same, but ours is much smoother. The details are greater. If you notice, there are like dodges and stuff like that. The shield blocks actually make sense with the attacks. It's still turn-based. It's still basically taking turns hacking at each other or casting spells or shooting projectiles at each other. But they're essentially the same thing, but smoother.
Yeah, there's a lot of more attention to detail with Neverwinter Nights 2 in general because, you know, it's more, I'd say, an advanced game.
With combat, though, combat is different than skilling. The XP in combat for magic, defense, hit points, strength, and attack are all one single XP table. But with skilling, those are different, so they're kind of separate. It's a bit like Dragon Age or Skyrim.
Yeah, like with skilling, you know, if you trained fishing, you'd get your fishing level up, but if you were casting spells and you're a wizard, you're essentially just leveling up your combat level, whereas you wouldn't be leveling up like your mage skill, for example. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. It was just the reason again behind it is because we've always been asked a lot of times, you know, is it EOC, is it like old school? So hopefully this video will sort of like get the sort of like combat behind the project. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Peace.